Hello everyone, my name is King Dickpin. Yeah! Have you heard of this Riley J. Dennis person? Riley is an opinionated trans-lesbian who does blogs and shit. I'm not going to pretend I know or care about this person, but Riley put out a video back in November 2016 called Your Dating Preferences Are Discriminatory, and it pretty much speaks for itself. It upsets some people because, I don't know, it's controversial. Anyway, start the video and we can enjoy it together.
Would you date someone who's trans?
Maybe.
Would you date someone who's black?
Maybe.
Would you date someone who's fat?
Maybe.
Would you date someone who's disabled? Now,
Maybe.
I don't know what your answer is to those questions, but I've met a surprising number of people who would say no to all or at least some of them. Their argument is that it's just a preference and that you can't control who you're attracted to.
I certainly have no control over who I'm attracted to. I don't sit down and think, what's the best way to piss someone off? I know I will not be attracted to them. That'll show them.
I think most of the time that this is brought up, it's in regards to race. I'll link to a couple really good videos in the description about racial dating preferences, but in this video, I want to talk about our other biases. Let's start with trans people. Would you date a trans person, honestly? Think about it for a second. Okay, got your answer?
Would you date me? Think about it for a second. Of course you wouldn't. Would I date a trans person? No, I'd have a hard time thinking it over. I highly doubt I'd want to be with someone who had sex reassignment surgery, just the same as I wouldn't want to be with a woman who had breast implants, but that doesn't mean that I hate women. I'd probably be okay with dating a man who said he was a woman, but hadn't gone through the hormone replacement therapy or had a sex change operation.
Well, if you said no, I'm sorry, but that's pretty discriminatory. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you're a horrible person who hates trans people.
Oh, good. I'm not a horrible person. But what if I am? I have so much potential. I'm not horrible. I'm just discriminatory, which is bad. But I'm not horrible. Give me a PC gold star and kick me in the dick. Fuck.
There was probably a time in my life when I said I wouldn't date a trans person, but since then I've thought critically about it and changed my mind. I could sit here and show you photos of conventionally attractive trans people.
And I could sit here and show you photos of my mum. She's very attractive, and yet I'm the freak for liking all her bikini photos on Facebook.
There are definitely trans people who you would never know are trans unless they told you, because they pass for cis.
Oh, I've seen a few trans people who pass, as you put it, the visual gender assessment. That's VGA for those of you playing at home. But I've seen a whole lot more trans people who don't look like the desired gender. Doesn't mean I'm going to treat them any differently. Also doesn't mean I have to force myself to want to have sex with them either.
And that might convince some of you, but I think arguing that you would only like a trans person if you didn't know they were trans is a poor argument. I think you could be attracted to any trans person, whether they pass or not. I think the main concern that people have in regards to dating a trans person is that they won't have the genitals that they expect. Because we associate penises with men and vaginas with women, some people think they could never date a trans man with a vagina or a trans woman with a penis.
The reason why we associate peni with males and vaggies with females is because males have peni and women can have either peni or vaggies. At least the women I met in Thailand can have either.
But I think that people are more than their genitals. I think that you could feel attraction to someone without knowing what's between their legs. And if you were to say that you're only attracted to people with vaginas or people with penises, it really feels like you're reducing people just to their genitals.
Reducing people just to their genitals. I have no idea why I like boobies so much, but I do. Damn you, lust! Why can't we all have the same genitals? Or even better, no genitals at all? I have no choice in finding cis women attractive. Not that I'm attracted to every single cis woman. I'll find one woman not attractive because she has, for example, freckles. But I'll find another woman attractive because she looks like my mum. This has been the argument for gay people. Gay men never chose to be attracted to men, it's just how they're born. Your argument is saying that gay men could find cis women attractive if they just tried and stopped being so discriminative.
You're kind of objectifying them, but you're thinking of them more as genitals than objects, so I guess you're kind of genitalifying them? Anyway, my point is, we have implicit biases that we were raised with or that we developed over time, and they can be hard to get rid of. And I think this can be especially prominent within the queer community.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
As someone who is trans and gay, sometimes people ask me with a very accusatory tone if I would date a girl with a penis. Because there's this stereotype that trans lesbians are just predatory cis men creeping on cis women. But the thing is, I absolutely could be attracted to a woman with a penis. I could be attracted to any woman, cis or trans. If I find you attractive, I don't care what you have down there.
I find it very interesting that she says I could be attracted to any woman, with or without a penis. However, she certainly doesn't say that she could be attracted to any man. Sounds like Riley has some prejudices of her own. You discriminatory jerks at home, be willing to date and sex up anyone. Man, woman, trans, attack helicopter, cyborg. Actually, I've seen some sexy cyborgs, but me, I only want the women. That's very discriminative of you, Riley.
But we know that sexual orientations are more innate than learned. They're more nature and less nurture.
Oh, if sexual attraction is innate, then me finding boobies and vaggies attractive is just something I was born with. Don't hate on me. I was born this way. Also like McDonald's cheeseburgers too. Having relations with a cheeseburger in a public toilet really makes you question some life choices. Anyway, moving on.
Gay conversion therapy has been proven not to work, but you can unlearn your own prejudices. It just takes time and conscious effort. And the way that we talk about potentially dating trans people has a lot in common with the way we discuss other preferences.
Oh, but how are we supposed to know what is an unacceptable preference and what is an innate attraction? I highly doubt we would be able to unlearn something which is innate.
Saying that you're not attracted to fat people isn't innate. It's informed by a society that tells you that being thin is ideal. Everything in the media you consume is bombarding you with messages that skinny is beautiful and fat is ugly.
I have no issue with fat people. We need fat people. That way I have someone I can outrun when the zombie apocalypse happens. No, seriously. I can't help but feel that this was pitifully worked into the whole video as a way to reinforce the main agenda. Being fat doesn't mean you're ugly. Being fat is dangerously unhealthy, though. A delightful side effect of this is the unnecessary extra strain on the healthcare system it has. Could I find a fat woman attractive? Sure. Could I find the same woman's lack of dietary control and lack of motivation to keep fit? Note, I say fit, not thin, which can also be dangerous to your health. Anyway, I digress. Could I find that ugly? You bet!
And even the nicest of people absorb these messages to some degree. But again, if you find someone attractive and really enjoy spending time with them, there's no reason why their weight should be a factor. Especially since we know that the relationship between weight and health is extremely complex, and you really can't make any moral judgments on a person based on their weight.
Oh my gosh, goes on and on and on and on and on.
Now, if you're not attracted to someone, you're not attracted to them. I'm not going to tell you that you have to be attracted to this fat person or that trans person or that disabled person. But the more you work at unlearning your own prejudices, the more you'll be able to see people from these groups as people rather than tired stereotypes.
I can't see them as people. I do see them as people. Doesn't mean I have to have sex with them to enforce that point. As a feminist would say, it's my right to choose who I have sexual relations with. An attempt to manipulate someone into sex because the belief that their judgment is obscured due to the influential opinion of the media is just as terrible as the supposed actions of said media. So if someone doesn't give me a chance, does that make them a Richardophobe? The number of lesbians that knocked me back, I'm telling you. So they were just heterophobic. Damn prejudices. There is a link to the original video down below in the description. Check it out. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. I don't care. Either way, just don't. Get out of here, you stupid bird. Shoo! No!
I'm
No!
like a bird.
No, not this one. I'm done. I'm done.
Except on your
Done.
car. Except on your car. 'Cause I'm like a bird. The bird with wings. And it's a bird. We just don't know what the bird does. Because I'm like the bird. The bird is here to stay forever in my fucking mind. James K. I'm like a bird. I'm gonna fucking die from a heart attack. From a heart attack at the age of 20. I'm like a bird. I got saliva coming out of my eyes. And I don't fucking care about this shit anymore.